This draft looks like here in game 2, and see if things can change or if FURIA is going to be eliminated. If you're just tuning in, this is the lower bracket. Your key is crushed if you lose this best of 3.
Yep, out of the tournament on day 1. That's what is on the line here. Already MKOI have had their key crushed. They were the first, were they not? Well, technically, because their match ended first, and then KC managed to keep themselves alive a little bit before that as well, versus Team Secret. So 2 teams already out. We're going to find out who joins them, as that Cassio's been taken away again, Wolf, with the Poppy as well.
The Mel gone, so taking that one out of the hands of Smash, and we will see a Nautilus ban.
Jarvan's also gone, so
yeah,
maybe
Jarvan
priority
gone.
jungle here for DK. What are your thoughts?
If they want to, they can just take the Xin as a safe first pick, but yep. I think they probably have something else in mind.
Ori is up
Orianna
as well.
Available, and the Nocturne was teased in the last game, but not picked, so Orianna Nocturne does seem like a pretty strong setup here, unless FURIA can find a way to deny it. We have seen a lot of Anivia counter picks to the Orianna. Has great wave clear, but it's definitely not as explosive. We'll see what sort of scaling FURIA can build around this.
Might need something a bit skirmish heavy in the jungle as well. As you said, the Nocturne has been flexed around.
I like the Bard more as a response to something like an Orianna. Just try to build out a strong bottom lane instead of just getting a counter pick.
Caitlyn is up and available here if RU wants something a bit more pivotal for the 2v2 this game. He was shut out last game on Ziggs. So this already leads to maybe a little bit more success. Let's see if they lock it in now or they look for a response. No, Orianna response with a potential flex here with the Galio locked in.
Yeah. Instead of going for the Nocturne, it looks like Lucid is more interested in the Naafiri that was banned in game 1. Similar theme. We have seen Xin find a lot of success with that Orianna and is obviously very robust as a frontline champion. So a lot of options here. It's very open-ended when you have the Orianna. You don't have to go for Nocturne. You don't have to have that Naafiri ball set up. Yep. They will opt for it though, and now I'm curious to see if they want to look for a very strong blind top pick for Siwoo and then protect it, or if they want to go for, okay, well, this was banned last time around. He's hovering it. He's doing it.
A poor start today on it, but she was looking to make up for that.
I think he's definitely going to lock this one in and then look to try to protect it with Yorick ban, for example.
Yep.
I think is extremely likely. And what is IU's pick going to be here? The Caitlyn you mentioned is a very strong option. I do think that with the Galio, you could play the Caitlyn, but you could also look for even more scaling with the extra protection the Galio can provide you. See what that look is going to be here. Instead, just going to go for the Vi. So now some of those top tier 80 carry picks will be taken away here from IU.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, because they want to protect the Jayce, so it actually works out here with the Jayce pick.
I mean, they take away the Yorick, and then the question is, do they double down? What else does the Jayce really care about? Or does it split in the middle with a Caitlyn ban as well? The question to be answered soon. FURIA, let's see where they go with their direction, because they don't have an 80 carry yet either. Same as Kia, but they've got that pairing with the Bard.
So taking away a potential Kalista Renata lane feels very strong here. And obviously Renata's very good into Vi compositions in general with Galio to follow up. So that's a smart ban. I think it's very tricky to try to ban out 80 carries, especially with how Dplus Kia have been playing their bottom lane this tournament so far. You just don't know what you're going to get. But this Caitlyn was the most obvious pick. Because they went for the Vi, it will cost them that strong pairing there in the bottom lane. This is the tough one. This ban is not easy.
Yeah. Maybe
an Ezreal ban could fit the bill if you're worried about the range they already have and Ezreal's safety into the Vi. Xayah, same sort of situation.
Vi, yeah. But next question I have is that Yorick going to disappear that we talked about before?
I think it's the safest ban, right?
Olaf instead. Yorick is available. I guess the question is, does Guigo play it? Because here, with the comp that is playing very heavily towards dive so far, do they need more buddies?
He doesn't have any games played on it here in 26, so perhaps something he shies away from. I'm not as familiar with the CBLOL region to know about the counter picks there, but I think it's a pretty known pick.
Yeah, and apparently he does. So, first game in 26.
You know, the other thing we mentioned earlier, I said about Tutsz was he hadn't played Syndra, and he had an incredible mechanical game with Syndra.
He had a great game on Syndra.
All right, well, this is why you don't ban 80 carries against Dplus this tournament, because they're pulling a page out of Viper's book with this one.
They've seen enough of MSI, and they're like, you know what, this is here to stay.
This would change the equation a little bit, though, potentially.
What, Jayce? You think it could be a Jayce bot?
No, I think it'll probably still be Shen support.
Yeah, okay.
But does that mean we get more of a traditional 80 carry that the Shen protects? Or will we see something crazy here with this Jayce? I don't think so.
I've also seen Orianna at bot, so I mean, I'm just going to throw that one out there.
You don't start with me on that one.
It's just anything goes down there, and so does Taliyah. So no traditional 80 carry. The 80 damage is going to come out from this Jayce Naafiri, and technically it'd still be Orianna bot, but it does look like Taliyah bot is more likely.
They could play Misfortune here. FURIA could.
Yeah.
With the setup they have, with Bard ultimate, with Vi. But instead, looking for an Ezreal pick. I just thought perhaps that with the Taliyah bottom lane, just having a little bit of a strong pushing bottom there with the Bard could actually really limit the agency of Smash. Well, it got a little bit weird again, but it's less weird these days, right, to see the mages in the bottom lane. In fact, we saw it earlier today, and Dplus have been experimenting, and they have had a lot of time since they did not go to MSI, but had that incredible run through the EWC qualifiers, which is why they are here. Just for those who don't know, didn't follow the Korean qualifier to this tournament, Dplus were playing better in that qualifier than they were domestically in the LCK, and better than they had played in the LCK Cup playoffs, where they went to Hong Kong. So feels like EWC has a little bit of magic for them this year. With the Shen Taliyah lane, there's a lot of CC down there, but Ezreal can mitigate a lot of that with his Arcane Shift. And it's not a dash, so the Taliyah rocks aren't going to bother him either.
Maybe give time for this Bard to roam as well, because it does feel like, as you set up, Wolf, that Yorick pick needs to find success up in that top lane. The counter against the Jayce needs to kind of roll ahead and put pressure on side lanes. As match point here for DK, it's only a best of 3. FURIA, that key, be crushed under the weight of this tournament if they lose this one here.
I would love to see a 3-game series here. I know Dplus is from my region, and cast usually have a lot of regional pride, but they could still win Game 3. But I'm excited about how FURIA looked in Game 1, despite the deficit. They looked super clean.
They did. I think FURIA can be proud of the takeaways from Game number 1. Bring that into Game 2 and see if they can extend the series as we get onto Summoner's Rift. It is a self-sufficient bottom side of the map that'll try and survive out and survive this craziness that's come from Smash and Korea once again in another League of Legends game in this season, as Siwoo got Jayce again. Now, if you are unfamiliar with their opening day, which was today, obviously, against AGAL, top side, was this not exact matchup? Obviously, there is a Shen on their team this time, but it wasn't a super favorable matchup. Siwoo went 0-7, I think, at the end, or had a kill or 2. He
did end up getting a lead in gold after being left to farm alone, as Lucid will actually sneak in here. It did not go well for him in side lanes, though, where he was repeatedly picked by the Shen, counter pick, actually, in that game. As early game Galio, he doesn't have a ranged attack, so he often does kind of...
He presses that button and then hopes to clear the way.
Down here, the Taliyah has a little bit of harass that she could do early on in this lane. And her rocks on the ground in bottom lane matchups work a lot better into supports that are not ranged and or are trying to dash at her, but still can get a little bit of control at level 1. I think the trajectory of the match, though, will change after level 2 based on how Career plays the early prio.
As that top lane invade still happening. It's Lucid full clearing the top side of the map right now. He's going to take this opportunity to back, and pings are going down towards this red.
He's pinging that he's going to the red buff, and we'll see if this gets sussed out here by Tatu. Otherwise, should be a very strong 3-buff setup here for the young jungler of Dplus. At this point, he's getting closer to veteran status, Lucid, that is.
Yep.
Tatu does cross the river here, and we'll have a little bit of a clash on Raptors.
Will be seen, that's right. Tatu going to walk away. Reset here for the Raptors. Smite was available here for Tatu. He's going to walk back in. Lucid is trying not to use the Smite, instead trying to bridge it towards red, so he'll hold on to it, move down, and Tatu doesn't have anything to clear in his jungle anymore. So he is going back empty-handed, and this jungle lead is going to build.
It's harder to use bottom side prio on red side than it is on blue side, so even though
well said,
he had control here with his bottom 2v2, just no control in mid, so the collapse is just so much easier for Dplus, so he just has to concede the point. Looks like he wants to go for a cross here on the northern side of the river, at least going for this early scuttle crab, but it is a huge farm lead for Lucid right now. And something's going to have to give here if you're going to come back in this early game.
And I mean, red's going to be taken now. B line up from Lucid. For the Gromp, it's a long path from Tatu to try not get spotted. There's a flash shadow dash, a flick back, Smash has found the perfect target. Ayu has to flash himself. DK's 2v2, a success here as JoJo has a magical journey out, but there was a heal burn, sure. Career did burn his flash, but a health advantage is massive here as Lucid is just going for the Raptor respawn in the top side while Gromp was stolen by Tatu.
Tatu here actually looking for Siwoo though.
Cage is down, the Ghoulie Walls, Atlas would call it. Siwoo's going to get the hammer out onto Guigo, who's low on mana. Guigo wants to kill here, and he will find it. First blood as Siwoo walks into the turret.
He avoids the assist, so he denies Tatu that assist gold, which is why he went for that rush into the tower. Also make him respawn a little bit faster the faster he dies there like that. And we'll be able to head back to the lane with a teleport. But a nice successful gank there from Tatu, even though he didn't actually get the assist. He was able to cause Siwoo to die that way.
As Tutsz getting Justice Punch away, he's okay. I think Lucid was there just in case there was a Justice Punch into ShowMaker, but as we talked about, big lead, topside camps have not been cleared. Lucid's going to go check that out, it seems, with the pathing right now. So even though that was a successful game from Tatu, remember, jungle is still in a hole right now for FURIA, as the respawn Raptors was a big one for Lucid to take as well.
And the bottom lane, you know, Career had to expend his flash to get back that control, but they did get back that control. Now, like you predicted, they're leaving the Taliyah to the lane alone, and we'll see what Career can get done right now, just getting a lot of information around the jungle. And for Dplus, they're very comfortable with this position despite the Jayce pick there. Siwoo didn't even commit the flash. He was like, all right, expected this, going down, denies the assist, and just heads straight back to trying to put that pressure back on in the top side. See what JoJo can get done here, because obviously with the range advantage he had early on, had a little bit of control until that flash came through. He has flash advantage, but that doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot for a Bard, who is a range champion who's not looking to flash on people in most cases.
Yeah, very true.
So kind of calculated what Career did there, and like how he played that.
And now, almost level 5, getting close to that 6, so he will have a bit more global pressure in a few minutes' time. JoJo picking up some chimes in the meanwhile. And in terms of that jungle pathing, Lucid is now towards the bottom side of the map, halfway to level 6 himself. Experience lead because of what happened. And I'm curious if he goes for the Raptor respawn a third time here. As ShowMaker will receive the wave, get the push out, and the cross is coming now. Lucid is beelining. Pings are going down from Lucid again. He's jumping in that Raptor respawn, you better believe it.
And Siwoo just conceded the point that on the top side the wave was frozen away from him. But he knew, okay, I think we all know, everybody's aware, all 10 players are like, okay, Lucid's going to Raptors, Tatu's taking the top side of the jungle, and I got to back. I'm just going to back away from that wave, not going to try to contest it, just going to let that experience go. You can see he's half a level behind or so, and finds himself almost 20 CS behind as a result of it. So good wave management here by Guigo to at least allow Tatu to put that pressure on, and she will not die a second time, but it will come at a hefty cost.
Bumpers go down. Tatu takes something. Pings went down, assuming that Tatu was there. He based, but obviously Lucid now knows he's level 6. So he has that call of attack to pull on in as next Scuttle's going to be spawning bottom side of the map here. Tatu will be able to find level 6 shortly, as Dragon will be the next port of call. Career moving up with Smash as well as the Weaver's Wall to try and pull him off, and they successfully do so. Again, that pressure.
They just know he's going to go for this grab. They had the control ward set up. They're like, well, if he's not on the control ward, he's probably on the scuttle. They come over here and deny it. And Lucid is just locking him out of farm, keeping him poor. And because of the assist denial, he doesn't even have that gold to his name in that topside gank. Dplus, it's a small gold lead, but they're playing this early game very, very clean.
All down, avoided here by Siwoo. Topside move here from Korea, still without level 6, but you might find it here as he moves up for the wave, pushing in, hovering around Fog of War. We'll take the long way around. Guigo goes for the push in, the hammer's down, getting the slow. Maiden about to die. Catwife is dropping 50 gold to Siwoo. And Korea is still trying to be sneaky with it, with the Weaver's Wall from Smash as well. I think this is turning into a play. Smash holding his ground. Guigo going to be found out now. There's that Weaver's Wall. Smash needs a flick back, but he's on the wrong side of the wall, and Smash doesn't find anything.
Hey, I have to really give it to FURIA here. They're playing, I think, around the early jungle pathing of Lucid really well.
Yeah.
I mean, they know that Tatu is just going to be behind on farm, right? They know that, but they're not going to let this turn into something much worse here. Good reaction, good game sense there from Guigo to realize what was happening very early on there and avoid that in the lane swap we saw. Now looking for a grub contest.
One goes down. Dark and Dagger's already out. Lucid gets chunked a heavy bit. Here comes the POV. See what can be found here from Tatu. Vault Breaker. No, going to go for the grubs instead. Thank you very much, observers.
Love to see stuff like that with the first-person view of how he was hovering between looking for the engage, but also then just using his charged Q to go back.
Oh, the transition, though.
That was clean.
Pretty slick. And he's going to find his first Raptors of the game. Great time to have an overview.
Finally!
Tatu gets a meal in his own jungle, it feels like. First time on that side of the map in a while, outside of the Krugs.
Still a lot of tension up here on the top side of the map, as we do see Tatu from Raptors could look to try to collapse in here, as we do have Lucid on the bottom side right now looking for that first dragon. As soon as he's seen on that ward, they make a play here after that buff is taken on the top side here for Tatu. So he is going to take these Krugs, see what his next move is. If he wants to go straight for Dragon after clearing his own red buff. Limited information, but has been missing for a while, so we'll just be Tatu taking the back here, not looking for the punish. The backs already came through. And we just go to another quiet early game here. Only one kill to FURIA. They've stacked up. Dplus have significant lead through the farm advantage, but it's not that they have this game fully under their control until we start fighting.
Yeah, I feel like with those fights, having a Galio with Vi, very easy ways to initiate and follow up. And again, the side lane in an okay spot. Siwoo is going to get some plating here by himself. The rotation quicker there.
Yeah, exactly. Dplus having the tempo advantage of the lane swap, so they get the faster swap back to bottom, then the faster swap back to top, so they get a lot of plate gold out of this. As you guys can see in the bottom lane as well, IU kind of under threat, as Career does have this wraparound here, just getting tons of information, tracking Tatu, allowing Smash to know, okay, this is the time I'm going to have to pump the brakes for a minute and back off and look for a little bit more Dragon contest rather than trying to push this. Ezreal, who is down 16 CS. Again, not the end of the world, but it's these small advantages that have stacked up to be the 1.3 thousand lead here that Dplus currently holds.
It's the differences of items as well, or at least some of the building blocks of it. Tatu around Dragon. I don't know if he's thinking about starting this one. Ward goes down. And now that it's cleared, okay, Tatu on it. Draws the Dragon out. But ShowMaker does have push in mid, so I just wonder how long this is going to last for, as Lucid is beelining it as well towards either Raptors or that objective.
IU, like you mentioned, is sitting on some components here. Super threatening in an early skirmish. This is all going to come down to this timing window. Lucid is here for the punish. So close!
It's so close, but he gets flash. Shadow Dash. Career has found the angle, and it's stolen. Here we go. Here's the Hound's pursuit on top of his head. Tatu Vault Breaker's in. Saved out by the Galio, but the flick back is beautiful. Smash opens up a kill. JoJo is in the thick of it as well, and Lucid will take the blood. How nice is that? DK continue their pursuit.
Huge, huge win here for Dplus. This is the culmination of everything they're working for in this early game, and the timing, the understanding that they have. As ShowMaker will get taunted, but we'll just jump into the replay because I don't think it'll lead to much here. Look at how low this gets with the taunt engage here. 30 HP. But it's not about the smite, it's not about the security of the Dragon, it's about the timing of the punish that Lucid could set up a 50-50 here effectively, and no matter what, Dragon or no, they know they're winning this fight. That's what they were really playing for. The Dragon was just a bonus, but the timing was so crisp.
And if you thought that Tatu was behind before, look again. You're going to have to blur out the score difference here with a 1,000 gold lead and a 30 CS lead just about here in jungle. That kill only added insult to injury. as Lucid is now charged with a Phage picked up even after the Voltaic Cyclo Sword. Tatu doesn't even have his first item yet, and that is just showing you the state of this game that is now ballooned to 3,000.
Not to mention that he hasn't finished his jungle quest either. Just a few more stacks away from that one. Bit of a scrappy fight here.
Tempered Fate going to be dodged out. A nice W button. Call of the pack now brought in as JoJo flashes away to the blast cone. Will save his life, but Lucid eviscerates over. He's looking for a chase. He's going to find Guigo, and he sends out the Dark and Daggers with a Hound's Pursuit on top of his head as well. Guigo is bleeding to death with Smash. Looking for an angle. He'll find it even after the flash from Guigo. The follow-up was beautiful from DK, and top is now open.
And this is just how this composition can run the map. Just has so much global power, right? You have a Shen, you have a Taliyah, and if you decide that you can overload one side and look for these picks, as long as you hit the abilities, you're going to get those picks, you're going to get those kills. It's impossible for FURIA to match in kind. You can see IU, he's really the only one who benefits here. The cross map is just a little bit of plate damage here on the bottom turret because it's just not possible to match even with his teleport.
Okay.
Speaking of teleport.
Smash doesn't have the Weaver's Wall. It's about 10 seconds off the cooldown. He's trying to buy time, get that passive rock surfing to get away. Guigo is in his way. He sets down the Ghoulie wall. It's catching on Atlas. The Smash at half HP against the wall. Binding great. Guigo with a shutdown bit of gold. 476 feels nice when you're this far behind.
It's really huge. He has that ward to TP to get the punish. I think that's something that Smash didn't calculate for, but he also knows, like you said, he has that passive. That may have been enough to get him away, but it wasn't in this case, as the shove does not hit. Dplus on the cross map, looking to race for this first turret. And they are definitely winning the race in the short term, but as this wave fades away, it's perhaps Guigo who will actually be the one to take it down. Yorick known to be quite the turret demolisher with his shovel.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of digging to do, though, as we look at the replay and the TP.
The TP, or the ward rather, here is the critical part of this, as JoJo is also here for the follow-up. Smash has to leave early. Wanted to get that first turret, is unsuccessful here, greeted a little bit for it, but again, I think he thought he was safe to surf out if anyone comes over. Stun comes through here from JoJo, and Guigo picks up the kill there. Did not secure the turret, though, as you can see there on the minimap. Got it very low, but did not quite finish it off, as he wants to maybe look for something here on the Siwoo. Does have Tatu coming over.
And the Maiden is available. Guigo now going to drop it down. Tatu not spotted out on a ward. Siwoo gets a big push. This Maiden was just dropped. If Siwoo finds a shock blast and a couple of autos, she will die. There's a mini one. That missed, by the way, from Siwoo, so...
Big point of contention here is that turret is so incredibly low, and it's a lot of money that Dplus want to pick up here, so we're seeing big rotations across the map, as we'll have the Rift Herald spawning at the same time. Top is where it is at right now.
There go Raptors again. Tatu going to face check, Shadow Dash from anyone. Then fifth rate on top of the head, double Dark and Dagger and Hound's Pursuit, sure to come. Lucid pulling the trigger now. Tatu tries to buffer and does so successfully, but what are you going to do? Tempered Fate onto two. Tatu going to get caught out, but Smash is there waiting with a seismic shove. A magical journey taken by Lucid. The dog's running down JoJo next. Dark and Dagger number 2. And a killing spree for Lucid, who is running yet another game in this series.
And now they're looking to turn their eyes onto the Yorick.
Weaver's wall, a shove out. The wall is down, but it's not enough. Siwoo just stands there and waits until Guigo gives him the kill. Smash will take the turret, and this one is even more convincing than the last.
Oh, absolutely. With first brick on top of everything else they just got in that exchange. I mean, it's only 16 minutes into the game, but with a lead that big, it starts to feel like FURIA fans everywhere are really concerned that key may be meeting a hydraulic press in the next 20 minutes or so. Something doesn't change. And unfortunately, the Vi ultimate there from Tatu just wasn't able to change the fate of that scrap in the jungle. Speaking of, he may be in trouble himself.
Cosmic Binding saves his life, but here's Smash as well. With the rock surfing, he'll be able to catch up. JoJo's going to get flash, Shadow Dash, and the seismic shove back with the Unraveled Earth. How easy is it for Smash to find the burst? Yet again, another good mage bot lane game for him as DK moved to 5k ahead.
0.4 career, just helping run this jungle, clearing out the vision as these turrets start getting removed one by one. Top turret down, bottom turret down, and the final turret here in the mid lane has a herald to be dropped onto it. And they don't even necessarily need to do that right now. The dragon is up. They can use it for a combat herald here defensively if there's a contest. If you look at the minimap, that doesn't seem likely, Hysterics.
No,
at this point, they have no room to move on Summoner's Rift right now in Dplus.
Okay.
Maybe an angle here.
Do it again. Make the TP play. Tempered Fate gonna miss here, but Guigo comes to the exact same ward spot to find a kill yet again. And put in that ghoul wall all on up as Tutsz is gonna ulti as well. They used a lot here for Siwoo, but a taunt does still connect, and a shutdown again to Guigo, who's the only one with a lead this game. That Herald is gonna open up mid, not once, but maybe twice here, or at least get some damage down. Instead used to disengage and move between jungle here for Lucid.
And they have a huge push with ShowMaker in the bottom lane, so... Oh, okay. Well, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
You can see ShowMaker's not phased.
No,
he's seen Lucid drive before.
Yeah. He knows. Been in the car with that guy a couple of times before. JoJo Double Dark and Dagger is a half HP up. There is a 4-level difference between Lucid and JoJo.
The shutdown that went over to Guigo means, once again, just like in Game 1, he's the only gold lead. He is a Yorick that could be a side lane threat.
Are you backing here? There's the Dark and Daggers again. Is it going to be a Hound's Pursuit Magical Journey taken? Lucid can do that 1v2, even with Tatu nearby. I don't think Lucid cares much about this fight, as he's shown all game long. He's even forcing Guigo out as Career is making move. So is ShowMaker, and with the Weaver's Wall, they know that Smash can even the odds in an instant.
FURIA just have to sit back and try to farm, and in their best case scenario, they want to match Dplus's rotations, but have Guigo on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, Dplus know that, so they're following the Yorick, so he is constantly locked down under turret instead of hitting the turret to try to get bounty gold. As Siwoo is saying, well, I'm happy to be the one who's alone hitting the turret since where everyone else is following the Yorick. And this Jayce that had the Yorick counterpick is losing his deficit. He's chipping away at it. And in a moment here, he will take that gold lead here for the first time in a while. There it is. And it doesn't look like FURIA are going to be able to punish, but it's not because they didn't try. Tatu comes over here, but they're just not fast enough. Lucid avoids the knock-up, and that's that.
Tatu got a camp.
True.
Many times this game in front of Lucid has not been the case, but every time it feels nice.
It's been just Dplus faster on the play.
Oh, yeah.
So much of this game has been about the early pathing, but also their lane swaps, the double global. It hasn't been about, you know, the Orianna that we had early in the draft necessarily. 0-0-1 as ShowMaker as Tutsz is just trying to absorb the pressures. Finally, Yorick might get to hit a turret.
That would be nice. If Siwoo has anything to say about it, though, might not be there. Career looking Shadow Dash again. Going to get mid-justice punch. Tutsz there. Tempered Fate slows the play. JoJo coming in, looking for a Cosmic Binding, but even in 2v2, I don't know about that one. Shockwave held onto for now. Well, meanwhile, Tatu is dead. The follow-up here from Lucid and Smash is enough. Raptors are going to drop again. And, yeah, we keep turning the camera and just finding, I think, a better play for DK.
And the other part of this is Guigo, he was like, maybe I need to come up and help. He doesn't, and he lost all that damage on the turret.
He could have had turret plating.
Yeah, he could have had turret plates. He could have had maybe some bounty to his team. He rotates up, doesn't find anything, goes back down to the turret. But while he's going to get this turret and the bounty associated with it, Dplus are going to get something way more valuable here in this Baron. So sure, he's going to get this. He's going to get it, right? He's going to get it.
I think so. Shovel down. Okay, but will he get out alive? I guess ShowMaker's not going to press the Shockwave again. And yes, Guigo does get the turret. The Baron drops for DK. As we look at the replay and find out what the hell happened down here.
So Smash gets engaged on here, and then Tatu essentially isolated himself by doing so. This series has really been quite one-sided hysterics, and it's unfortunate for Brazilian fans everywhere watching FURIA here, having hope, especially after some of the things we saw in Game 1. Career, maybe. Music shot not going to connect. Guigo finds the mark. Flash away from the Cosmic Fighting. 4 members of FURIA trying to overload, but look, it's a Hex Tech world. And DK, no, they've got the mark. They're set up for the seismic shove after the Shockwave. The Galio ulti out of there. FURIA think maybe now's the time to run as Lucid's on the chase. Siwoo is not even joining in. Stand United used by Career to get on top of the dog. 4 members versus 5. As Lucid, or rather not Lucid, Siwoo is pushing the top lane with Baron. He's going to get this inner turret, and he's going to keep pushing if there's no response.
But if they're not here as a 5-man unit, and even after they use the ulti, I fear for FURIA here in this now 4v4. JoJo poked on out. Career thinking about an angle. Dark and Daggers used. FURIA back away. And that's that. ShowMaker will go back to farming, as by the way, he does have a 70 CS lead over Tutsz. with 270 CS at 22 minutes into the game.
ShowMaker is 1 of 8 KP.
Yeah.
He has not been the main character.
The earpods are in.
He's practically not even been a side character.
No.
He's kind of an extra in this game.
He is.
In terms of where the fighting has gone, but again, it's been more about the smash rotations. It's been more about Lucid running the jungle. I think if we would be to give an MVP of this series, it would absolutely be Lucid, who ran game 1 with the Lee Sin, and now is going to get soul point here for Dplus in this game 2, where he has just out-camped and out-rotated Tatu. 0 deaths here.
You know, ShowMaker is that extra who's getting paid more than the main cast in this game. He's just walking behind in the background, and he's on the screen for 5-10 seconds, but he's getting banked. Mid turret going to be opened up by the rest of DK as well. FURIA coming in to defend, but inner turret seems likely to go down in the next wave with the way Lucid's hovering around. Siwoo is up in the top side doing a bit of that ShowMaker cosplay as well.
There's just such an ebb and flow with the control that Dplus have right now. They can play through, and as soon as you try to answer one lane, you know, they spill through the cracks. And, you know, ShowMaker gets this push here, then they try to collapse on him, he backs away, and then suddenly Siwoo's pushing into that inhibitor turret as this inner in mid is where the rest of Dplus are, and with this Baron buff, they take it off the map as well, as this power play without any kills has reached nearly 3,000 as this Baron fades away. It doesn't get much more one-sided than this in professional play in an international event.
Still been a good day for Korea in the grand scheme of things. T1 found a win, Humble Life found a 19-minute win. And this series looks to be a 2-0, so no drop games here with Korea performing at the peak. And ShowMaker, I'm just going to count it, he's about to get to 300. He's taken the Hex Gates onto someone's wrist.
And losing to AGL is... there's no shame in that.
Sorry, yeah, there is that one guy I forgot. Of course, DK played earlier. AGL picked up the 1 win. So that's the 1 loss.
Yeah.
LCK.
It has been the team to plague the LCK, with the exception of Genji last year, as they took out Hanwha and T1. But not going to eliminate Dplus just yet, because in this double elimination format, they get the opportunity to play against FURIA, and unfortunately for FURIA, they have the opportunity to play against Dplus, and have not been able to seize it. Now, in these final moments here, what can FURIA look for, right? I mean, the Ezreal hit the 2-item spike, but so late that it doesn't necessarily matter. They need to play through with this Galio comp. I think Guigo is the only one who really has money. They're going to look for this pick onto Siwoo here. He's isolated.
Decent assist. The dive is going to commit, though, from Lucid. He's shown up. Tempered Fate onto Siwoo. They're going to Vault Breaker in, or at least they seem to want to. Yield of Daybreak as well, setting everything up. It's a Galio. He's found the taunt, but Siwoo's not dead. Lucid's opened up with a jungle kill himself as his daggers keep hitting the mark. He's going to press W, eviscerates over the wall, followed up by Guigo. Now a flash from Lucid. The Ghoul's also following up as Guigo takes a Hexgate himself. Lucid still being chased up. JoJo going to flash on in. Misses the Cosmic Binding. Eviscerate is such a pain. The slow going to come through from the meat zone, but Lucid still able to land the poke himself. The thumbs are up. The smite for the slow. Lucid is running away, and Guigo can't catch up. JoJo dies on the back end, and I think Guigo, his long chase is going to fail. He gets taunted, he can't TP out, and Lucid is laughing at them.
And what a frustrating way to get knocked out of this tournament. Chasing the tail of Lucid, known as Luwawa in Korea by his fans because of his incredible Naafiri games, and also sometimes how he aggressively makes faces. But all the while, ShowMaker got the bottom inhibitor turret. Now, this and the inhibitor, rather, I should say.
Yep.
Now this mid inhibitor is incredibly low, and we're back to just resetting to Baron here. As you can see it on the players' faces here for FURIA. They know they have been outclassed in this one.
And they were laughing as well. And they know this one is in the dirt. Lucid, almost 4,000 gold up at this point.
He gets to keep his perfect KDA.
He does.
At least for now. I mean, I suppose there's a world that he could tie somehow for the rest of this game, but I wouldn't bet on it.
No. I think right now, this one is just going to be a slow burn in the next 5-6 minutes to round it out. XX Soul going to be free as Tatu, lucky to be in his own jungle at any point in
the only regret I think any Dplus player has is ShowMaker with a Dark Seal buy. Still 0-0-1.
Maybe it's a wasted buy at this point. Tutsz He's about to die as well. Kriya's got the damage. We go to the POV one more time. And it's just calling the pack in. More dogs are going to join in.
Already.
And this is a feeding frenzy right now that DK are serving up on a silver platter to each other. Inhibitor going to drop, but it is an open Nexus soon to be. The turrets soon to drop in whichever order DK choose.
So much pressure here, and there's just no way to defend. FURIA do not have the tools. They don't even have True Shot Barrage anymore as these Nexus turrets are falling.
Well, ShowMaker's got 2 assists now. Will he get anything more? 3-man Shadow Dasher flick back from Smash, catches the flash. Guigo's gonna die. It is 0-0-3 on ShowMaker as he crests 341 CS. He gets a kill as well. He will not die, but DK will not fall.